So this network could do what makes social prescribing work well for people with dementia, because that, in a sense, is going to be very broad brush. Training's going to be in the first few years could be very, sort of.
My name is Christopher Richmond. I am a dementia sufferer. I got frontal lobe dementia. I was diagnosed about 2 years ago. I came to a meeting back in March where I gave input, and from that was to the meeting today about I'm excited about the whole idea of personal care planning, etc., but I'm also a little bit dubious because I have a care plan which I've not ever been involved in, or still not involved in. I was told I'd got dementia and sort of like got a bunch of stuff and put in front of me and say, that's what we can offer. Not what do I need, what do I want. And the whole idea of this is to actually kind of encourage people to look at it from that type of perspective, which I think would be brilliant if only it could happen. I've enjoyed today. There was some bits of it that I thought were a little bit long, if you like it like that, but other bits I quite enjoyed the group exercise because like we were all coming from it from different perspectives, some from professional, some like myself from those with it, and some my wife like who's the carer, so there was like quite a diverse thing, which is what's needed with the whole idea about today, is getting the whole of that diversity to work together. My greatest need, I think, is personally to get a better understanding of my condition and what it actually means for me. Not for my carers or anybody else, what it actually means for me. It's very good to know, it's okay to be told something, but basically I know that I've got frontal lobe dementia. I know it's deteriorating, but I don't know what it actually means, what it's going to. I know that it affects my words and that. Like now, I'm finding it difficult with my words or whatever. But it's also, it's a little bit being told sort of like anything. You're like going to the doctors. Oh, you ain't got long to live. Well, none of us got long to live. We're all going to die, but. You hear or see that like dementia is one of the biggest killers there is, and then you think, well, how? It's not being funny, and things like that, and it's quite disorientating at times, seeing the difference in myself now than 2 years ago when I was diagnosed. And the difference is between it's like I find I can say the word sometimes if I know what it is, but when I come to write it down I've forgotten how to spell it or whatever, it's sort of like mad. But no, I really, if I can do anything, because one of the things I've said about is like little help that we had when I was diagnosed. If I could help somebody else that had been diagnosed by having that experience myself, of telling them or helping them through the process, with benefits, this, that, and the other, all the losses, all the stuff it affects, like I'm not allowed to drive anymore and all of that sort of stuff. If I could actually help somebody with that, because of the knowledge I've got, and when they're first, providing they want it, of course, then I'd love to be able to do it.
can't remember off the top of my head. Somebody from policy will know some stuff.
I don't know.
Go on, blow your trumpet.
Data, but I mean, who was
So I'm Fran Hamilton. I'm an occupational therapist. I'm also lucky enough to work with Dementia Diaries and the Dementia Engagement and Empowerment Project, which is an amazing group of peer support groups across the country. It's just amazing to meet so many people involved in getting this right. Really useful to meet people. Lovely to see Ronald and to hear his amazing poem. Just really highlighted to me the need that we need to keep people living with dementia at the centre of this process, and if we ask what matters to you, people will tell us. But it's a process of making sure people feel comfortable to be talking to us. So keeping people at the centre who are living with dementia and their loved ones.
I'm Francesca Markland and I am the Integration Manager for the Alzheimer's Society. I'm also a steering group member of DCAN, so I'm here partly as a facilitator as well, facilitating the table event, and I just think it's been a really fantastic event. It started with a bang, having a really great, energising opening from Ronald there, poetry, music, an entertaining start. We had a fantastic host, Big Ian. Couldn't have asked for a better host than that. And in terms of pledges, I pledge to continue working to take the ideas forward that we've come up with today, but also, really importantly, to follow up on the relationships that we've created, and new relationships that have been created today, and finding the assets at the table that I worked at. So, for example, colleague at UCL doing some really important research work that I'll be able to follow up for the group. So I think that we've made some really good relationships here today. We've had some fantastic pledges coming in across from everybody, and there's just a real feeling of collaboration and people wanting to achieve together.
I'm Neil Crowther. I'm an independent consultant and sometime activist around independent living and the future of social care. It's really interesting. I think it's a really positive development overall. This emphasis is on what matters to individuals and to try and orientate the healthcare system around that. I think there are some challenges there about genuinely focusing on what matters to people rather than what matters to clinicians. And culture change needs to lie behind this if we're really to achieve the ambitions that are set out in the plan. But it's a really important start, and I'm really pleased to see it. I think there's a lot of will in the room, and I think if we can maintain that energy, I think one of the key issues here is not to always sit there and think somebody else must do something. If this genuinely leads to a collective effort, then yes, I think that change will come. But there'll need to be a lot of experimentation and tolerance for things not working and trying new things out. And if we can be experimental rather than expecting to get it all right from the beginning, then I think that's a positive thing.